Here is a doctor who did all the good that he could do to the patients under his care, the children in the pediatrics ward of the BRD College in Gorakhpur, who on August 10th, 2017 were subjected to inhuman condition because of sudden loss of oxygen supply. And the children start dying every hour. And he is the only senior most doctor in the hospital at that time. And he was called out of his home at around 11 o'clock in the night. He rushes to this hospital, tries his best to get the oxygen cylinders from anywhere inside Gorakhpur town. And he manages to arrange about 500 gas oxygen cylinders in 54 hours. But still the children are dying. At the end of 3 days, there are 63 children dead. And then the horror starts. And here is a hero who had saved as many lives as he could. He was desperately bringing the oxygen cylinders. He paid for the oxygen cylinders from his pocket. He went and requested the SSB officer, please give me a truck. Please give me your men. I want to shift the cylinders. And now, listen to what happened to the Dr. Kafeel Khan between August 10th to August 13th. Dr. Khan, please tell your story in your own words.
Hi everyone. Hi. Very good evening. This is Namma Bangalore. Namaskara. Because Karnataka is my second home. I have done my MBBS MD from Manipal and I spent 12 years in this beautiful state. And the most beautiful part of my life, the youth, whatever I did in BRD, that was taught by my teacher in Manipal. And I'm always grateful to have them to shape me as a doctor, as a human being, as a father, and as an Indian citizen. 10th August 2017, that's the day my life changed. As sir was saying, I'm a hero. No, I'm not a hero. I believe that even if you have a thorax and there is a heart and that heart is beating, you can't let a child die in front of you. You can't. Nobody, even you also. But I saw them dying every half an hour, 1 hour. 63 kids died because government didn't pay the money to the supplier. I was going to sleep when I got this message that oxygen is not there and kids are dying. BRD Medical College, Gorakhpur, it's in the north side of UP, and a small town. And I rushed there. I joined BRD on 2016 and this incident happened in 2017. I was the junior most doctor. And in Manipal and 12 years in Karnataka, as a doctor, we never realized a hospital there can be a shortage of oxygen. There can be electricity gone for few minutes. There could be a water supply cut. But oxygen is an essential emergency drug. It's a drug. What I have seen in BRD, the whole world, the whole India has seen during Corona tsunami. Everybody struggled to get that oxygen. So we try to save those innocent lives. There was total chaos. I still remember that those 72 hours, that was horrible. Horrible means in the sense that those parents, those parents were belong to poor socio-economic status. Those mothers who got the kid after 13 years of marriage. There were mother who was saying that this is the only daughter I have. This is the only son I have. They were begging, they were crying. But we could not save them. I still remember there was a 3-year-old girl, and there was the monitor started, the ECG was flat. We tried to give ambu, and she started bleeding from nose, from mouth. We tried to save her and we could not. And we also cried with the parents. So it was a changing 72 hours of my life. And things change when, when the real cause of why the BRD oxygen supply was stopped happened.
Doctor, tell us as to, was there no emergency alarm situation that it's going to lapse in 24 hours, 48 hours? ऐसा कोई alarm situation नहीं था वहाँ पर? कोई emergency, for everything, there's a meter which shows now the oxygen level has come down to this much. It is going to finish in 24 hours. Was there no situation like that?
There was an alarm. There was 14 reminders have been sent by the Puspa Sale and the principal BRD to the health ministry asking about their dues. 68 lakh rupees were dues. 14 letters from I think April till August, 14 letters were written, but nobody bothered to pay that money. And yes, hospital also knew that could be a shortage, but they were not prepared.
No, if the hospital does not have the money or the budget to pay, does it not raise the level to the district or to Lucknow and inform the CM's office to take action to release the payment?
I have given those. These are the 14 letters I have given as a picture here. You can see that those letters is written to the chief minister, to the health minister, to the district magistrate, to the health secretary, everyone. Everybody got these 14 letters. But as the supplier told in the court that they wanted 10% commission, so he didn't pay the commission and they didn't pay the dues and supply was stopped. Just for 6 lakh rupees, 63 kids died. 63 families are still waiting for the justice.
No, when this corruption was revealed, did it come out in any inquiry, any investigation? Were they penalized for this?
So actually what happened in those 2 days, the government wanted to bury the whole incident. First they came up with the narrative that August mein mautein hoti rehti hain. Every year kids die in August. The health minister said that in 2015, 16.5 kids died. In 2016, 18.5 kids died. In 2017, 20.5 kids died. 0.5.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how they put it at 0.5, some kids died. So that they took the average and they just wanted to bury the whole incident. August mein mautein hoti rehti hai. When they could not done that, then they came with another narrative that all the kids died because of encephalitis, Japanese encephalitis. Maybe you can see the pictures. These are the kids, 1 day old, 2 days old, 3 days old kid. Less than 6 months, they don't get encephalitis. So this was another false narrative. When they could not do that, then they needed a scapegoat. And they found me.
No, actually, yeah. Now come to August 13th, when Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath comes to the hospital, and you are called by your senior officers. So what exactly happened there between you and the CM?
Yeah. Media made me hero for 2 days. They said he's a savior, he's a oxygen supplier, and all those praise. But on 13th of August 2017, I will read for you. Unsuspecting of what was to come, I entered the cubicle when I was called by the Chief Minister, where the VIPs stood and greeted everyone. I had imagined that I would receive a pat on my back. I was happy. I just corrected my tie, and I thought like I will get a pat from the Chief Minister itself. But instead, I was met with a pin drop silence. Everyone simply stared at me. The Chief Minister stared at me, ignoring my greeting. He was fuming. His face was flushed. He was angry. So tu Dr. Kafeel hai. So you are Dr. Kafeel. The moment he said tu, I got that something is wrong. Okay, because in Hindi is tu and aap, there is a difference. Okay, so I realized that something is wrong. तो तूने सिलेंडर अरेंज किया था? I said, yes, sir. I was taken back. Yes, sir, I acknowledge. I was disturbing with the way he was addressing me with the pronoun tu, indicating disrespect. The CM then turned to other consultant and said, ये 4-5 सिलेंडर लाके कितनी जिंदगी बचा लिया इसने? No one answered his question. तो तू सोचता है तू सिलेंडर लाके तू हीरो बन जाएगा? देखता हूं तुझे. That's all. Those 5 sentences has changed my life from upside down. The media, I think media was there, and they picked up. Now they needed a scapegoat, and they got one. The whole narrative from there itself, the change. From a hero, I became a villain within 48 hours.
No, but uske baad, the action starts against you. First they tell you to go on leave, then there is suspension, then you are arrested. So wo kaise hua? Why should they arrest you? You have not done anything wrong. You have not committed any crime. आप वैसे ही बताइए.
Media made me those people sitting in Delhi and Mumbai and running the big studio, they didn't come to Gorakhpur to find out the real story, who was Dr. Kafeel. So what they did, they took up the things from the social media, and they made me vice principal, they made me head of the department, they made me superintendent of the hospital, as I was the one who was running 1,000 bedded hospital alone. They said I was stealing oxygen. I'm taking it to a private clinic. You can see this is a tank, around 100 to 200 feet tall tank with 30 to 50,000 liters of liquid oxygen. I was stealing this and taking to my private clinic. So all these stories were fake stories. People believed that. And even in the FIR, sir, they wrote this all fake stories. They made me that my degree was fake. When it went to court, Honorable Justice asked the officer, if his degree is fake, why did you give him job? You didn't check his degree.
Take a few steps back. Tell us as to, there was a FIR against you and the police came to arrest you. And finally, you surrendered to the police. And then what happened? You were taken to prison, and how long were you there? Please tell us about that.
Prison, I was there for more than 8 months. No, it was not only the first time. Then I went again for the second time, if you know that. I spent more than 500 days in prison, and prison life is horrible.
Dr. Kafeel, I want to interject here.
Okay.
Those who read his book will go through such a horror story, And this is not a horror story based on fiction. It is completely based on his facts, his personal lived experience. Here is a doctor who has done his MD in pediatrics from Kasturba Medical College. He goes to prison and he is made to clean the toilets. He's made to clean the floor of the prison cell. He's made to sleep with 180 cellmates who are hardcore criminals. And his life is miserable. His life is completely turned upside down. None of us can ever imagine how we are going to survive this kind of a life, even for a week or 2 weeks. And he suffered it for 500 days. And the worst thing is that for no crime that he has committed. That is all the more horrible. You can suffer something which, if you know that this is the consequence of my action. I have murdered somebody and I'm suffering this. That gives you meaning to your existence. But here is a completely meaningless, unintelligible suffering. That is all the more horrible. Would you like to talk about?
They used to made me naked, and they used to beat me like One person used to hold my leg, one person used to hold my hand, and they used to beat me with belt, rod, sticks. My whole back and thigh and buttocks was raw. I couldn't sleep for days. I could sleep only on prone position. They didn't give me food for 4-5 days. That's the time I broke. If you ask me in these 500 days, when was the time I felt, I tell you, I broke. The hunger is something that broke me inside. They didn't give me food. They didn't give me water. When I used to go to pass urine, there used to be drop of urine, and I used to have a pain like I have severe colic. There was a time I could see food in the air. I was hallucinating. I could see chicken, mutton, idli, dosa, cake, pastry. I used to run to get that food. I chew my shirt. I ate grass outside my prison cell. And it was solitary confinement. And when they used to beat me, I could see the hatred in their eyes. They used to drunk. They used to, shout, and I could see the hatred in their eyes. So prison life was horrible, sir.
Dr. Khan, I can understand that in prison this kind of a third-degree method is given to those prisoners out of whom they want to get certain things out. Suppose you catch a murderer and you want to know who is the murderer and what kind of weapon you used. How did you murder somebody? For that purpose, if the person is not telling the truth, they put him through this third-degree method. But here was a doctor who did his job, who was a high-class professional, who did his with ultimate integrity of his profession. He was serving the hospital. And here you are treating him like a third, absolutely like a criminal. From what are you trying to get out of him? Who was the mastermind behind all this? Who told the police to treat him like this? Anyway, now, the question that I want to come to is, do you feel that you were treated like this because you are a Muslim?
That's the question everybody asks every time. I don't think so. The Yogi Adityanath did because I was a Muslim. He needed a scapegoat. Even if it's Dr. Kapil Mishra, if it's Dr. Kapil Kumar, if it's Kapil John, he would have done the same thing. He needed to save his seat. The only thing is that once the name Khan comes, the story is easy to sell, people buy the story. I am a doctor. Religion does not come in my way. It has never been taught to see any patient as, and especially the kid, in the mirror of, with the eyes of any religion, caste, region, socio-economic status. No, sir.
No, then do you think that it was because Gorakhpur was the constituency of Yogi Adityanath for 5 terms? Did he want to completely distract from any possible his reputation being harmed, he got into this, or taking you as a scapegoat. Was it a political action?
I think there was something was going inside the BJP also to remove Yogi Adityanath as a chief minister at that time and to put Manoj Sinha or Keshav Prasad Maurya as a replacement. To save himself, he's changed the narrative. And I have written this book as a script. You know, if you read it, you'll feel that you are saving the kids. You are in the prison. And I have given the cast and character. And you will be surprised to know there are 7 characters in this, the health minister, the chief secretary and everyone. All those have been vanished in 5 years. Yogi Adityanath himself has removed these 6 people. Only the one character is remaining, that is Yogi Adityanath in his still. You know.
Now, Dr. Khan, I want to ask you one thing. You seem to have finally got some kind of justice from the courts, from the judiciary, whether it's Allahabad High Court or Supreme Court. So, were you always expecting this? You had this faith in the Indian judiciary that will protect me.
Yes, justice was delayed, but it's delivered. You know, for 8 months, the same court did not hear my plea, and you know they used to throw my file. So I wrote a letter from the prison itself, a 10-page letter. You'll find in this book a 10-page letter I wrote, and when my wife and daughter came to meet me, I put that letter in the diaper, and that letter when it became to the public, and there was a public uproar that even after 8 months a doctor is in prison. I think the honorable judge also read that letter, and I wrote that letter. You won't imagine, even I didn't realize that writing a letter or public uproar will influence the judgment. But I wrote the letter on 18th of April 2018, and I got out on 25th of April, within 7 days of writing that letter. And Honorable Justice Yashwant Verma clearly said, not even a single evidence Uttar Pradesh government could provide against Dr. Kafeel for any medical negligence or any corruption.
No, I mean, that was a wonderful thing that the judiciary has done in your favor. I mean, though it was extremely delayed, I mean, that you had to go through 8 months of suffering, absolutely unnecessary suffering. And finally, the judiciary came to your succor, they helped you out. Do you feel that Muslims in this country will be suffering this kind of injustice, or is there hope in our justice system? Will there be any kind of a remedy, you think, for this kind of injustice that's happening?
See, poison of religion is in that they are instilling in the minds of youths is going to give a scar which will take decades to heal, I believe. But I believe in one thing, you know, I see in this perspective that it's not only the Muslims. The three category I believe that is suppressed in India for the centuries. The women, the female, even if she belongs to, she become CEO, she's earning, she's done everything, but she get harassed in one or other way. So females, then the Dalits, the second is Dalits, and the third is the minorities, yes. So all these 3 categories, the people, they suffer. But I believe, if you see US, even after 200 years of independence, there is a debate of black and white. So we are just 75 years old. So we are in adolescent stage. There are hormones is spilling. So there is some shaking up. But I believe maybe it will take time, maybe 30 years, 50 years, but our democracy will be strengthened and India will come as a powerful. So these religion poison and all, it won't work. There are people, I know that there are people who are sitting here, there are people, they have cried for me. I know she is here, Sadhana ma'am is here. There are people, they have cried for me, they have prayed for me, they don't know me from Gorakhpur to Kerala to Bangalore to Mumbai to everywhere people prayed for me. thousands and thousands and thousands letter I get. So that's the love and affection I got from people.
No, no, yes. That's a beautiful testimony to the strength and diversity and the secular values and the human values that we hold dear. And I'm glad that you got support from the people of the country wherever they were, and also the media turned in favor of you afterwards. And you again re-secured your reputation as a hero who saved those children. Now, what is the one most important thing that hurts you today?
If you ask me in 5 years of my journey, what is the most painful part is when I was doing my MD Pediatrics from Manipal, when my teachers used to tell me that you will learn the milestone when you will become a father. When the child started walking, when the child started saying Papa, when the child started climbing, when the child, so when my first daughter, she was just 11 months old. And when I came back, she was 1.5 years old. She was running, she was climbing. When the second time they arrested me, my son was 7 months old, 8 months old. And when I came back after 8 months, he was again 1.5 years. And he used to, he used to run away from me. So, the most painful part, if I say that Yogi Adityanath has given me, is depriving me from my own child. Those days are not going to come back. Yes,
Khan, I salute you for the bravery,
no, thank you, thank you, everyone, thank you. See, people ask me. We don't have time. Just 2 minutes. People ask me what keep you moving. Why you still fighting? I am terminated, and I'm a refugee in my own country. Now I stay in Jaipur. So I'm a refugee in my own country. I don't have job for 5 years. But what keep me moving is you people, your love, your affection, So much love and affection I get from you. I can't. That's the motive behind this. And I request you to read this book. This book is not about me. It's not about me. It gives me pain even after 5 years. And I ask you the question, sir, that after finishing the book, I asked you what you strike you. He said, you went to prison and you did it. No. Sir, I wrote this book about those 63 kids. Their parents are still waiting for justice. I believe a kid is a part of mother's body. If you cut a finger, you get a pain. That pain mother gets. Even father, I'm a father, but I won't get that pain. Mother will get only. And those mothers, they have seen their love and the kids dying in front of them just because government didn't pay 10%. They need justice. This is a story about those kids. So please read it. Time is up. I am thankful to Ata Galata and Bangalore Little Festival because sometimes they don't give stage to talk because I am a controversial, infamous doctor. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. I would again like to thank Pan Macmillan India who they at least they were willing to publish this. You won't imagine, nobody was willing to publish that. I won't take any name, publisher's name, but nobody was willing to publish. And then you won't imagine, Hindi, the translation came out. It released in Lucknow, and the second day only the CM office called the publisher, and they had to withdraw the 4,000 copies from the market. So, so I'm thankful to Pan Macmillan. I'm thankful to Sadhna Gupta, ma'am, who helped me in writing. I'm thankful to Kanishka Gupta, my little agent, who helped me finding this publishing. And I'm thankful to all and everyone who came and listened to me. Thank you. Thanks all.